Hi, I'm Regina Brugh, and here's my Science of You story. I was born in Russia. I was raised in Russia. Very poor, not a lot of food. And I was training. So my body was worn out pretty much by the time I came to America about 25 years ago. So one day I woke up with a huge sore on my lip, and I had no idea what it was. But 3 days after it grew everywhere, I went to the hospital, and the doctor said it's called something like Stevens-Johnson syndrome, and it's nothing they can do about it because it's autoimmune disease, and it's no cure for that. So being in America, I always thought that it's a country where everybody take care of themselves, and it's a pills for everything, and it's going to be very easy. But it wasn't the case. I survived, but I remember the shock I had of doctor telling me it's nothing he can do. It's keep on ringing in my ear. So I went out of the hospital and I started studying. I basically enrolled myself in school, got second degree, and got numerous classes just to figure out what it is that I had and why did it happen to me. Genetically, we're all predisposed to have problems if we don't take care of ourselves. And to know what your genetic makeup is, I think it's the biggest advantage we can give to ourselves because we can avoid so many problems that will arise later. And I think that would help me a lot. And I'm trying to pass that on to my clients, my friends, because to be healthy starts with knowledge, who you really are. So here's a good example. My son was at 4th grade when I got one day a phone call from school saying that they need to talk to me. And turned out to, this conversation was about, basically they told me my son was slow and he was not keeping up in school. Well, that for me was very hard to take. As a mother, I always thought that my son's going to be so unique, which he still is, but they were telling me the otherwise. And when I look what was happening, I realized my son was diagnosed with ADD and HDAD because he was eating a lot of sugar at the time. And sugar was basically destroying slowly his brain and making him being hyper and all those things that they say, goes with those illnesses. And they advised me to put him on medication and so on and so forth, which I refused because I choose to first look into his lifestyle and see how I can help him to make it better. And it worked. He went next year to school, started making straight A's, and continued to make straight A's until he got full scholarship in Penn State, which I'm still very happy and proud that I didn't take the other road. Well, later on, when genetics came to the picture, I looked his genetics to see deeper what was the cause of it. And turned out he had genes that were responsible for metabolism of sugars and carbs, and he had them defective. And when I say defective, they were just not working properly. And so for him, eating sugar was double difficult because sugar itself is a problematic, but eating the sugar with defective genes, it's almost like you're asking for trouble. So before you make any decisions, I would definitely advise you to go and see your genetics, because genetics could lead you to science of you from a way better spot to begin with. And that could be the best decision that you've made in your life.